In this video, we are going to look at multiples, factors, and primes. Can you still remember what a multiple, a factor, and a prime is? Let's quickly have a recap of what you did last year. A multiple is a number that features in the timetable of another number. So when in primary school you counted in threes or you counted in eights, those were multiples. The notation for multiples is a big M with a subscript of whatever your multiple is. In this case, we have 3. So when writing the multiples, you will start with 3 and then basically count in threes like you did in primary school. But of course, this can go on forever and ever. And it is for that reason that you are sometimes asked to give the multiples between two given numbers, like in this example here at the bottom. So if we want the multiples of 8 in the category between 50 and 70, we can't start with 50 because that is not our first multiple of 8. You would know that the multiple of 8, the closest to 50 is 48, and then the next one after that would be 56. Add 8 on, that would give me 64. And our next one would be 72, which is outside of 70, meaning that the two factors of 8 between 50 and 70 are only 56 and 64. The factors of a number, on the other hand, are numbers that divide exactly into it, without a remainder or a fractional answer. In our example here, we can have a look at the factors of 24, and in this case they've used factor pairs. Factor pairs are basically two numbers that when I multiply them together give me 24. It's a very good idea to start with your smallest number like 1, which is obviously then multiplied by 24. Your next number 2, which is multiplied by 12, then 3 multiplied by 8, 4 multiplied by 6, and 5, which obviously does not go into 24. My next number of 6 is already included, so that's how you know that you've reached the end of all the factors. Now we can go and put them in numerical order from the smallest to the biggest. Let's try this for the factors of 8. So 1 times 8, 2 times 4, 3 does not go into 8, and 4 has already been used. Therefore, when listing them, I can say 1, 2, 4, and 8. Let's try the same for 36. 1 times 36. 2 times 18, 3 is multiplied by 12, 4 is multiplied by 9, 5 does not go into 36, and my next number is 6 times 6. And this is of course also an indication that I've now reached the end of my factor pairs. Putting them in order, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, which I only have to write once, 9, 12, 18, and 36. Let's use our knowledge of factors to see how many factors the first 9 numbers have. 1 has 1 factor because 1 times 1 is both the same number, 1 and 1. So let's go to 2 and see if that works somewhat differently. 2 can be written as 1 times 2, so therefore 2 has 2 factors. 3 can only be written as 1 times 3, which means 3 also only has 2 factors. But what about 4? 4 can be written as 1 times 4 and 2 times 2, meaning that 4 has 1, 2, 3 different factors. 5 is a special number again because it only has 2 factors. 6 has definitely more than 2 factors because it can be 1 times 6 and 2 times 3, meaning that 6 has 4 factors. 7 only has 2 factors because it is 1 multiplied by 7. 8 has a few more again, which means 1 times 8, 2 times 4. So 8 also has 4 factors. And so does 9. It has 1 times 9 and 3 times 3. So it means it actually only has 3 different factors. 2, 3, 5, and 7 are all called prime numbers. Prime numbers can be defined as numbers with only 2 factors. Whereas the numbers that have more than 2 factors are called composite numbers. 1 is special since it has only 1 factor, which is a self. It is therefore neither prime or composite. Let's quickly recap what we've just done. A prime number is a number that has exactly 2 factors, 1 and itself. Okay, no other number can divide exactly like that. 1 is not prime or composite, and 2 is the only even prime number. If you want a longer list of prime numbers, then have a look at this list. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47. And you will notice that all these numbers can only be divided by themselves and 1. Any composite number can be written in terms of prime factors. Let's have a look at the following example. Start by picking a prime number. So 2 is a very easy one to work with. If I say 60 divided by 2, I get an answer of 30. That means that 2 is a factor of 60. But 2 is also a factor of 30, which gives me 15. However, 2 is not a factor of 15, but the next prime number, 3, is, which gives us 5. And 5 is indeed a prime factor. That means that 60 can be written in terms of its prime factors of 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. And you can check that on your calculator just to make sure. The shorter way of writing this is in exponential notation. And that will look like 2 times 2, which is 2 squared, times 3 times 5. Let's now do the same with 56. Starting with my smallest prime number of 2, we can say that 2 goes into 56 28 times. 2 also goes into 28 14 times. And 2 goes into 14 7 times. And you might know that 7 is a prime number. Therefore, 56 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. And in exponential format, that would be 2 cubed multiplied by 7. You can also find the prime factors of any composite number on your calculator. You will need to identify 2 buttons in order to do this. Shift, which will give you the yellow options on your calculator, and then look for fact, which actually stands for factors. On the calculator, we're going to punch in the following. Starting with our example of 60, we're going to say 60 equals, then press the shift and fact button. That gives us 2 squared times 3 times 5. Doing the same with 56, pressing the shift and fact button, we are going to get 2 cubed times 7, which is exactly what we got when we did this manually. You could also be asked to calculate a square root using prime factors. So try on your calculator to find what the prime factors are of 256. Using the shift fact button, you will get 2 to the power of 8. Now, remembering what a square root means, it means something multiplied by that same something gives you 256. Now that you know that it's 2 to the power of 8, it means that I have 8 2's. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 multiplied by 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. This should help you to see that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16, multiplied by another 16 will give you 256. Therefore, using prime factors, I can see that the square root of 256 is 2 to the power of 4. Now let's try the same process with a cube root. So here we have the cube root of 512. Using my fact button on my calculator, I can see that this is 2 to the power of 9. I know that cube root means what multiplied by what multiplied by what gives me 512. Because remember, cube root refers to 3 numbers, exactly the same number multiplied together, giving me 512. So how would I split 2 to the power of 9 into 3 equal groups? I can do that by putting 3 2's in each group. So that's 2 times 2 times 2, multiplied by 2 times 2 times 2, multiplied by 2 times 2 times 2. Always check that you have 9 of them, like you've obtained with your fact button. So now it's hopefully easy to see that you have 8 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 8, which is 512. Writing in a different way, you can also say 2 to the power of 3. Do you still remember what highest common factor is? Let's quickly recap. So I could be asked to find the common factors of 32 and of 48. But for that, I first need to find each number's factors. So let's start with 32. It's 1 and 32 if I use my factor pairs. 2 and 16. 3 does not go into it. I can have 4 and 8. 5 cannot go into it, and neither can 6. So my factors here are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. Let's do the same for 48. I have 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3 and 16, 4 and 12, 5 does not go into it, and 6 goes in 8 times. Now I need to look for the highest factor that they both have in common. And in this case, my highest number here is 16. But I can also use prime factors for each of these. Let's see how that would look differently. Using the prime factor button on my calculator, I will see that the prime factors for 32 is 2 to the power of 5. And that for 48, it would be 2 to the power of 4 multiplied by 3. But how can this help me to get the highest common factor? To easily explain this, it helps to write this in expanded notation. So I will have 5 2's that are multiplied together to get 32, and I will have 4 2's multiplied together and then multiplied by 3 to get 48. So now what is the same in each of them? 2 to the power of 4, which, if you calculate that, is 16, meaning that your highest common factor for 32 and 48 is 2 to the power of 4, which is 16. It's very easy to confuse highest common factor and lowest common multiple, but remember that multiple reminds us of the multiplication tables. So we are counting in 12 and 32 and seeing when we find a multiple of each of these numbers that are exactly the same. So let's start counting in 12s first. So counting in 12s, we will have 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108. But the problem with this method is that we don't know up until where to go. So we're hoping at some point that they will match up. So let's now do the same for 32 and see if by any chance we get a multiple that's the same than all the multiples that we listed for 12. So for 32 we have 32, 64, 96. Oh wait, I think 96 rings a bell. So because I have 96 for both of them, my lowest common multiple is 96. But as I just mentioned, this process can be quite tedious. So let's see how we can do this with prime factors. So obviously we will start by finding the prime factors for each of these two numbers using the prime fact button on our calculator. So for 12, that will give me 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by 3, and for 32 it will give me 2 to the power of 5. But now how does this help me to find the lowest common multiple? Obviously it must be a number bigger than 32. So in each of these cases I'm going to pick the highest exponent value for each prime number, which for 2 is 5 and for 3 is 1. Since 32 does not have a factor of 3. Now let's see what happens when I multiply these two numbers together. 2 to the power of 5, which is 32, times by 3, which gives me 96, which is exactly the same answer that I got through the long method. It is now time for you to try a few of these ones on your own.